Welcome to this live broadcast and the biggest story, not just here in the country, in Kenya, but across the world. Pope Leo XIV, his birth name is Robert Francis Prevost, and that, of course, is the new Pope. And his papal name is Leo XIV. He is American. He is, of course, born in America. His nationality is American. And, of course, this is the first time, quite history in the making. And, of course, it has happened today, where the first American to actually become Pope. He was elected on 8th of May 2025 after 4 ballots during the conclave. Now, in case you're wondering what exactly a conclave is, it is a gathering of the College of Cardinals convened to appoint the Bishop of Rome, also known as the Pope. Now, details during this election, 133 cardinal electors actually participated. 89 votes with 2/3 majority that were actually required for this particular election. Now, the announcement was seen with the white smoke that appeared at 6:07 p.m. That's Central European Summer Time, 6:07 p.m., which signaled his election. And of course, the public appearance right after that, every person was waiting for. People across the world were in anticipation for him to appear on the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica shortly after the announcement. So yes, this right here is the biggest news across the world. Habemus Papam is what Catholics say. His birth name, Robert Francis Prevost. His papal name, Leo XIV. He is American. It is quite the history because he's the first American to actually become a pope. And after that, we've seen a lot of people anticipating this particular election. It was happening today, that is the 8th of May 2025, after 4 ballots during the conclave. His predecessor, Pope Francis, who died on the 21st of April 2025. And the conclave details where 133 cardinal electors participated. 89 votes with 2/3 majority were required for this election, and alas, a new pope has been elected. And with me in studio, I have Sheila Chelengat, and she is going to be giving us all these details. The announcement was made at 6:07 p.m. That's Central European Summer Time, which signaled his election. Thereafter, he appeared at the balcony of the St. Peter's Basilica shortly after this huge announcement. Now, Sheila has all these details, and of course, this is the biggest news across the world. Simply said, Habemus Papam, we have a new pope, and a big surprise at that billions of people across the world who had their eyes focused on the events in the Vatican after the death of Pope Francis, in a process that has intrigued. Our very own Sheila has been reporting on this story for a while. Let's connect with her to get all these details. Sheila, how are you today?
Good, thank you, Shiksha. How are you doing?
I'm great. And of course, maybe you can describe to us the atmosphere at the Vatican. Of course, St. Peter's Square, this particular news is something that Catholics have been waiting for in anticipation for quite some time. So maybe you can tell us how exactly that entire process went about.
Right, Shiksha, as you rightly put it, it was a moment that has been waited for since morning and since the conclave began yesterday in Vatican, Rome. And so once the white smoke billowed from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel today in Vatican, it was met with cheers from the crowds, the thousands of people, that Catholic faithfuls that had, visited Rome to try and witness this particular historic moment. And the crowd was very diverse, people all the way from, Germany, America, Honduras, everywhere. People from all over the world were, congregated here at the St. Peter's Basilica Square to witness this moment, the election of the 267th pontiff of the Catholic Church. And so it was a moment that you could see, some of the people in the crowd weeping, some, cheering with so much joy, some holding this moment with so much reverence that, now they have a leader who is going to take after Pope Francis.
All right, Sheila, and how exactly does this process compare with the previous conclaves in the past?
Right. When you look at this particular conclave, it was very quick. The conclave began yesterday. day, and this is day 2, and already we have a pope. And so this actually means that there was not so much, difference between the cardinals that were electing. There was not so much division between them, and that they could, come together with, unity and choose a pope, after 4 ballots that were done. And you could see the, disappointment at lunchtime when, there was black smoke at the chimney on Sistine Chapel, and it was more of, are we going to have a conclave that will last long? And so this choice on this particular day shows, the solemnity of the particular situation, but also it shows that, there is efficiency and unity in the choice that has been made today, Shiksha.
Right. And Sheila, of course, I have taken our viewers through his profile, but also what exactly do we know about the new Pope, that is Leo XIV?
So his name, he is Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost. He is from America, the first Pope from America, United States of America, but he is the second from the Americas at large. And he is the first Pope from the Augustinian order. This comes after Pope Francis, who was the first of the Jesuit order. And Pope now Leo XIV has been, a cardinal since September 2023, was appointed by Pope Francis. And he is, known for his experience bridging missionary work and also, perspectives of the church worldwide. And so he is known for his leadership, especially in the Catholic Church.
Right, so his new name is, of course, Pope Leo XIV. And what does it refer to? Also, what meaning can we derive from this new name?
His papal name is Leo XIV, meaning that there have been 13 other Leos taking on that name as their papal names. When we look at papal name Leo, as we know, means lion. And so when we look at Leo, it could mean that now we are looking at papacy, where it will be defined by characteristics, of like continuity of reforms, as well as, someone who will take on this particular role as someone who will be, having strength and ensure that we will be having a very, very reformative choice, yes.
All right, Sheila, let's just take a look at what exactly happened earlier on at the Vatican. Remember, this is right after the announcement and what he had to say.
La pace sia con tutti voi. Fratelli, sorelle carissimi, questo è il primo saluto del Cristo risorto, il buon pastore che ha dato la vita per il gregge di Dio. Anch'io vorrei che questo saluto di pace entrasse nel vostro cuore, raggiungesse le vostre famiglie, a tutte le persone, ovunque siano.
As Bishop of Rome, of course, his special greeting.
Dobbiamo cercare insieme come essere una chiesa missionaria.
Look at how we can together be a missionary church,
che costruisce i ponti,
a church that builds bridges,
sempre aperta a ricevere, come questa
that is always
piazza
open
con le braccia
to
aperte,
receive
a tutti,
everyone,
tutti coloro
just
che
like
hanno
in the square, to receive
della
everyone,
nostra carità,
to welcome
la nostra
everyone,
presenza,
our charity,
il dialogo, l'amore.
our dialogue and love.
Y se me permiten también una palabra, un saludo.
And now, a greeting in Spanish. Please allow me here
a
to
todos aquellos, y en modo particular.
Of course, that is the first speech of Pope Leo XIV, right after, he was declared Pope of the Catholic Church, and he is the 267th pontiff of the Catholic Church. And the new Pope now faces significant, an entry, which looks like this, that, there has been declining Catholic numbers in Europe, as contrasted with the growth that is being seen in developing nations. We are looking at ongoing geopolitical conflicts like the Israeli-Palestinian war and even the war in Ukraine. Also, there has been a lot of internal church debates on issues such as, gay marriage shiksha, as well as, Latin Mass and, church reforms. Why do we have, the Catholic Church participating most of its masses in Latin? And also, we would be looking at him addressing a crisis of, faith and engagement, especially amongst the younger Catholics, and how now the church can, navigate the role of ensuring that there is, it is moving with the changing landscape and social landscape. And so the Pope right now has sort of a complex agenda, ensuring that will require him to balance more of tradition and ensure that there would be engagement with some of the contemporary issues that have been here. Shiksha.
All right. Thank you very much, Sheila Chalingat, for that. Of course, that right there is the latest from the happenings in the Vatican. You watched it right here on TV47, and Sheila was with us to give us an in-depth analysis and, of course, his profile as well and what to expect looking forward with regards to his appointment. His name is Pope Leo XIV. He is the newly elected Pope, and that right there is the breaking news only on TV47. And, of course, we are giving it to you right here as it happened. Moving on, we